Writer, producer, director Jordan Peele is back with his third feature film, Nope, and the title alone is already making me think of horror stories from my past. So what, you like the kind? Oh yeah, shoes. So what, you like go movies instead? Raja, nah, that's cool. We would just eat lunch then together. Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. Just friends then, huh? Oh, alright. Shoes, my bad. Yeah, thanks a lot, Jordan Peele. You know, a lot of people have classified Jordan Peele's films as horror movies, but I never really felt that was quite fit his genre. There's definitely some horror elements to his previous two films as well as to Nope, but I've always considered his films to be more science fiction, and Nope definitely fits that bill as well. There's not too much really scary about it, but there's a definite sci-fi feel to it, which I can dig. And I'm not really a huge sci-fi fan, but I like sci-fi when it makes me think and it's creative, and Nope is definitely that. The story features around a brother and sister who own a horse ranch out in the middle of the boonies, and then one night they see some really strange occurrences in the sky, so they try to get some video elements and cameras to really capture that moment and try to prosper from that for their fortune. I can't really give away much more than that because the story, as with any other Jordan Peele film, you really need to go into it knowing as little as possible because there's all these twists and turns to the movie. And I really like this film a lot. It's a little bit of a slow burn in the first 30-45 minutes because you're getting to know these characters and their situation, but I never felt it was boring. You know, I really like Keke Palmer as a sister. I felt she brought a lot of energy to the role, and really much needed energy, to be honest, because everyone else is just kind of more stoic. Her brother, played by Daniel Kaluuya, who's also in Jordan Peele's Get Out, he's just very quiet, mild-mannered, doesn't really get too excited about things. So it was good for Keke Palmer to kind of balance out that that energy level of the two characters and the two siblings. The supporting characters are great. Steven Yeun, I'm always a fan of course. He plays a former child actor who now owns a theme park, a Western theme park right next to where the brother and sister own their ranch. So the side characters were great, and the story, the way it kind of brings you in a little by little, showing you bits and pieces of not only the main storyline but also a side storyline. It really kind of builds up the tension, the suspense, which is what Jordan Peele really does well. I will say that overall, there is a side story to this movie that I couldn't quite figure out what the connection was. I mean, there's an obvious answer to as to why it connects, but I'm like, well, that part of the story was kind of cool, and yet I feel like it could have been taken out of the movie completely and wouldn't have really made a difference to the overall message of the film. So I'm kind of wondering why that was in there, and it kind of made the movie a little bit longer than it needed to be perhaps, but it's okay. It didn't really make that much of a difference to the film, but again, it wouldn't have made a difference had it been taken out either. But there's definitely a great sci-fi element to this film. Again, the tension and suspense builds up, the performances are all great. And Jordan Peele, you can see how he brings a production value to his movies with each film he makes. Get Out was his first movie, and of course, it obviously had a small budget as a result because they kind of wanted to see what he could do with what they gave him. Us had a much bigger budget than Get Out, and so there was a lot more effects. And this one, there's a lot of computer effects with everything that you see on in the sky and everything. So I love that the studios are giving him more, or had the confidence to give him more budget to have and to produce more production values, and it definitely shows on the screen. This is a movie that really benefits from the big screen experience. There's a lot of wide shots, panoramic shots, and the movie looks great. The cinematography, the direction by Peele, it looks really fun. There's a couple of moving shots that I thought were really impressive with some horseback riding and motorcycles, etc. So yeah, Jordan Peele's really got a good creative eye. I just feel like he's always trying to tell a message, and it makes me feel stupid because I don't always get it. Like with Us, well, Get Out was pretty obvious to me, I think, anyway, as to what the message was. But if you really, kind of peel the onions from it, there's a lot more to it that I didn't even, realize there was. Like, oh shit, I'm kind of stupid. I didn't really get that. But, that's cool. For Us, his second film, again, there was that one really obvious message that he was trying to really, but again, when you peel the layers, there's a lot more to that movie as well. But, I didn't really care about it, to be honest. So I thought Us was fine. The same can be said for Nope. There's the obvious storyline and what I felt was the obvious message of the film, but I'm sure there's a lot of underlying subtext in there as well that I totally because I'm just not that smart of a guy when it comes to subtlety and symbolism in all movies. But because to me, movies just gotta entertain, and this movie, it did entertain me. My wife didn't care for it at all, so I can see how this movie can be very divisive. It's divisive even in our own household. So there will be some people who find it slow and boring and not enjoy it, and people like me who did find it intriguing and creative and thrilling enough to make it a good time. So for me, Nope gets a 8 out of 10. Thanks so much for watching my review. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel MC on Film for more reviews in the future.